Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name's Carter. I'm joined by Nate. We're going to talk a little bit of Ducks hockey. But before we get into that, how's your week been, Nate?
Was working on a paper till 11:30 last night, if that just gives you the idea already of it. So
yeah, yeah, it does. I was like, oh yeah, it's probably like midterm season. Nope, it's only like 2 weeks in.
it feels like it though already. Jesus Christ. Like this week is, I think, 2 or 3 assignments, and I wrote a quiz already today. That's like 10% of my grade. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's good times. Someone help me. Someone save me.
Please send help.
My girlfriend earlier today, she was like, man, like I'm not excited for tomorrow. And mind you, I wouldn't be either. She's working a 12-hour day.
Ooh,
and
that's with her practicum, I'm assuming.
Yeah, practicum and her part-time job as well. But she's like, yeah, so just, you know, I might kill somebody tomorrow. And I was just like, just don't let it be me. Like, I'm like, we got new neighbors or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
anybody else is fine. Just
and then I sat there for a second. I went, actually, no, you can off me if you want, because that way I don't have to deal with the rest of the semester. So yeah. That'd be great. Actually, be doing me a favor.
so that's where you're at.
Exactly, already. And it's only like week 3 of the semester. I'm like, help.
Yeah.
But it's good. So, but what's full-time work life like? You're just starting that this week.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good. I've been used to just having like a couple days of work and then like a day off and then work another day and then a couple days off. And but yeah, now it's like, okay, I'm at 3 days of work in a row, which like it's not laborious work. I sit at a computer all day, but it's just like this. I can't stay up late on Tuesday nights anymore. Like I like go to bed and at a reasonable time and be an adult, I suppose. But
see, I feel like I would rather have that, because my schedule is so odd. I guess like because I normally wake up an hour 15, hour and a half before my first class kind of thing. Just gives me enough time to like just wake up on my own and kind of take my time to get ready and whatever. But it's either 7:30 or 9 o'clock for 4 days out of the week. And then it's just whatever for the other 3 days.
Yeah.
And it just fucks with me constantly. But like I can't. I mean, you know me, I'm good in the mornings if it's later in the morning. Like waking up at 9 o'clock, that's fine. But the waking up at 7:30, not a fun time for me. But I guess like if I were consistently in that, but at the same time, if I'm waking up at 7:30, my first thing's not till 10. And I also have that thing where it's like, well, I can't work on this because I'm not gonna have enough time to finish it before I have to go do that kind of thing. So I just get stuck there, right?
Yeah.
So
you're in like that weird position where you're like, I mean, I don't want to do I have enough time to do the dishes, but then I wouldn't have enough time to do anything else. And it's like, I can't work on this paper because I don't have enough time to just sit down and finish it.
Exactly.
So you're like, okay, I'm just going to play Xbox.
Or you just like doom scroll on TikTok or Twitter or something like that. So yeah.
But so yeah, like I feel like after a couple weeks, that'll be nice, because then it's just like a routine at that point, but it's just like not what I'm used to. So today I'm like, oh my fuck. Can I call in tired tomorrow? Like, is that something I get? Yeah. Because you can't call in sick anymore, because then people, we got to stay home for a week because COVID. And it's like, no, it's not COVID. And then it's like, well, what is it?
Then what is it then?
Either way, I don't want it. So then you got to be like stomach bug. And then people are like, oh my God, he's like shitting his brains out. And it's just weird. So.
Or you take a personal day. Or like a mental health day or something like that. Which I mean, you do need every now and then for sure.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. Yeah. I do get personal days through work, but they're supposed to be for like doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
Because you only get enough to like cover like a morning for being at the doctor or the dentist or whatever, which actually I did have a dentist appointment today. Fucking I forget how much I love like not being at the dentist, but that post-dentist feeling where you're like, oh my God, my teeth are just so smooth, and you're like running your tongue all over them.
You're running your tongue around, you like hear the squeaking on it,
it's
because
good.
there's just nothing. Yeah.
I know. And they're not squeaky right now, but they're trust me, they're very clean. So if you want, you can come over when we're done this, Nate, and you can give them a lick.
Sure, that sounds better than the class that I have to do after this, actually. So
yeah. You have a class? Like your asynchronous one?
No, so this was it's one that I have in person, but it was yesterday the prof was sick, which was the 9 a.m. class. So I wake up at
Oh yeah.
7:30 and like see the email notification and I'm like, yeah, I can go back to bed, but I mean, again, 3 years of living together, you know that I am horrible at going back to sleep in the mornings.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh crap, like I hope I can go back to sleep for a little bit. Yeah, sure enough, I actually passed out, which shows you how tired I was.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
um, yeah, so he sent us like a recorded version of the lecture that he had
Oh yeah.
from prior kind of thing. I just haven't watched it yet, but I have that class tomorrow at 9 a.m. So I still need to watch it tonight. So,
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
but
So
yeah,
yeah. Well, I guess so that you can do schoolwork after we're done this, we should maybe get into talking about these games a little
yeah,
bit.
but just before this already feels really weird that we're like starting at 8 o'clock. Like this feels early now,
Yeah, it's
considering that
been
the
like a
last
month.
time, yeah, the last time that we did like a normal episode, yeah, it says streamed 1 month ago, December 14th. So it's been over a month since the last time we did like a normal Wednesday episode.
Yeah. Yeah, just with games being on Wednesdays for the last little bit. And I guess there was
Yeah,
Christmas in there and like
yeah,
New Year's. So
Christmas
we took like
and New
that
Year break. Yeah,
that break. And although I still think there might have been games on Wednesdays.
I think
Maybe not.
the 25th. Oh no, the 23rd wasn't. Oh yeah, no, the 23rd was one of those actually because that was just before
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. But we
we didn't.
recorded
Yeah,
like we
we didn't.
pre-recorded our holiday one or our New
Yeah,
Year's one or whatever one it was.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So
All right, I got one last question for you.
okay, go ahead.
How horrible did you feel when you got home after Monday night?
Oh gosh. Okay, so we just got to preface this for everybody else that may. I think we brought it up, but just might be confused. We didn't get blackout drunk on a Monday night. Everybody, we went and we had just a shitload of sushi, all you can eat sushi. So yeah, I was doing okay. Like I was very full, and we just sat on the couch, and like we just needed to digest. Like I was so tired, I wanted to go to bed. Just A, from like working that day, and
Yeah,
B, also from I don't know, just eating a lot of food. So my body was like shutting every non-essential function down. It's like he needs his heart beating, he needs to breathe, and then we need to digest food. Those are
yeah.
the three priorities.
That is it. That is all.
Yeah. So I just needed to sit and like do nothing and just like recover. So
Fair enough.
yeah. How about you? Because you were packing it away there at the
Oh,
end.
I was. Yep,
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
making
cleaning the
sure that
table.
I was making sure I got my value out of the all-you-can-eat sushi, if not more. I was saying that there was another time that I'd done. This was back in like our hometown with some coworkers. We had done the all-you-can-eat sushi at another place back home, and I think the all-you-can-eat was like $30 or something like that,
Mhm.
and easily I had about $65 worth of like sushi food, like just
Mhm.
whatever else, kind of to the point that like I was costing the place money and they were probably trying to push us out.
Yeah, yeah. Of
And
course.
I made sure that I did that on Monday night as well, because otherwise you're not doing it right, people.
Yeah.
So
You kept it all down?
yeah, I did.
That's good. That's
Yep.
good. Yeah.
So it was just those crispy Californias. Like that was
Those were
the
dense, man.
those
Yeah.
those were the struggle. The rest of it though, just fine. Just
Yeah.
fine.
Just
So
just like craft dinner, you just put it in and suck it right down.
sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. I say, actually, just one more thing before we get started. From
Yep.
our friend Kevin here, we got a comment on
Oh,
YouTube.
Kevin.
Hey, good to see you again. Says, hey guys, just wanted to say I really appreciate the show. Been in 2 car accidents in the past few months. Damn,
Oh.
that sucks. And y'all have helped to put a smile on my face. Much love. Thank you, Kevin. I hope that you're doing okay with all that. That's
Yeah, I hope you're okay, and
a lot,
I'm
both
gonna
physically and just like emotionally too. So
yeah, and I'm just gonna assume that they're not your fault as
yeah,
well. So hopefully you're. I don't know. I've been fortunate that I've never been in a crash or that kind of thing, but enough that it was a write off that you could get a nice new vehicle. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull a positive spin on this here.
yeah, maybe,
So,
but
but you put a smile on our faces whenever we see your comments pop up in the chat. How about that one?
there we go. That's a good positive spin. I like it. So, okay. Yes, we will now very much lower the mood and talk about these Ducks games here.
I'm also seeing we got Rainiel in the chat
Yes.
saying hi. What's going on, Rainiel? Thanks for joining us. All right.
Start with the Penguins, I suppose. 4-3 overtime
Yeah, this was
loss, so we got a point
this.
there.
Yeah, it's simply put, this is one of those games that the Ducks should not have been in. It should
Yeah.
not have been this close.
The first period, from as we said, we were eating sushi during this game, so the best we could do is the highlights and things that we could find online.
I was trying to keep an eye on it.
You had the game on, like just on the side there. So, but for me, best I could do was what you were showing me as it was happening, or the highlights afterwards. But aside from, I think the first period, which looked fairly balanced, kind of as balanced as it could be when you're the Ducks and facing the Penguins, like shots were okay, I guess. And then after that, like shit just hit the fan. But yeah, generally, it's kind of all you could ask for. So.
Yeah,
hey Richie, how's it going?
Yeah, Richie chiming in from the Sporty with Corey and Richie show there, the Anaheim Ducks show. No, yeah, the Arizona Coyotes podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network.
Yes, of course he's cheering for the Ducks too. Says big Ducks fan here because he wants Connor Bedard. So,
right, first period. Yeah, after that, it all just kind of became a landslide for Pittsburgh's way, I guess. Just like everything was Pittsburgh until the last bit of that third period there, where the Ducks were able to push back, tie it up, and Zegras gave the lead. But
which was a sick shot by Zegras.
It was
picked his corner, and
absolutely.
The Smith had like no shot at it.
Yeah, and Zegras in particular as well is really helping to drive that offense. 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points on the night. His expected goal percentage as well was 63.5%.
Ooh, love to see that.
That is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and
big old thumbs up there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's play like this that we've seen over the last little bit. I'm just gonna double check Zegras' numbers here over the last little bit, because Zegras has been playing some really good offensive hockey. I'll say that. Yeah. Offensive hockey. He's still trying to fine tune the defensive side, but we're also
not offensive hockey. Like he hasn't been swearing at people, and it hasn't been awful to watch. It's been offensive, not offensive.
Yeah, but I don't want him to get forced into being like you can have a better all around 200-foot game, but I don't want him to like get forced into becoming like a two-way centerman. Or something like that, right? Like, this guy is.
if he turns into the next Patrice Bergeron, I wouldn't be mad about that.
No, but at the same time, this is a team that has struggled with offense for as long as we've done this show, right? He's a guy that brings the offense, so that's fine there. So, but sorry, really quick before I go, we got Andrew in the chat stepping on to give hi and how are you doing today and tonight, and hitting a like. Thank you very much, Andrew. How's it going, buddy?
Much appreciated.
Yeah, Trevor Zegras over the last 5 games here has 5 points.
Nice.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I think, what was that? Would that be 2-point game, 3 1-point games?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the only game that he didn't have a point in was the January 11th against Edmonton game, which subsequently was also his lowest time on ice at just over 15 minutes there. But yeah, he's been playing really well there, and I'm just going to double check his last 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So his last 10 starting, so that's the Vegas Golden Knights game on the 28th, which that one I wasn't able to do because you were talking about like stomach flu or that earlier. That is what I was dealing with for that night.
Yep.
It was a grand old time. But yeah, in his last 10 games there, let's see, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So he's been on a point per game pace over the last 10 games. He has stepped it up, and it did make me laugh though when there's a few people who had seen this tweet here on Ducks Twitter, and I sent it to you. I'm not gonna roast the guy. We'll just say what the tweet is though. But hot take: Ducks send Zegras down to the AHL for a couple of games, and this sends a message as well that sparks a fire in Zegras. And everyone's just like, dude, he is like the offense right now. You want to do what?
He's the only one. Yeah. Like,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, Zegras has been doing fantastic lately. Again, on the offense side, I'm hoping that the defensive side comes because like obviously we need some help defensively as well, and
Hmm.
he has been the reason for a few defensive breakdowns that we have talked about on the show when they happen. Um, and but tonight for I guess this Pens game, the one thing that everybody was looking at, yes, he scored the goal and that sort of thing, and he also had that reaction to Casey DeSmith making that amazing last second save in the second period on Mason McTavish.
Yeah.
That kind of went viral. But the one thing that everybody was talking about, I felt like from this game was just Zegers having that breakaway in overtime. I can see where he maybe should have shot that, but I can also see the pass that he's trying to give to Fowler.
Because that would have been an
And
open net if that connected. Like
yeah,
what? Like Fowler
exactly.
would not have missed that. Shattenkirk
Yeah,
might have, but Fowler would not have.
exactly. So I'm kind of like I'm 50-50 on it. Like
Yeah, like
it's
I did watch that play a
but
couple times, and
yeah,
I don't think this was maybe his thought going into it. I think the whole way he was probably thinking, I'm going to drop this to Fowler because he knew he was there.
kind
But
of last second.
yeah, but I think in hindsight, DeSmith was kind of with him the whole way and was like moving that way. And I think it was probably just how soccer goalies, like, or football goalies, if you're listening from Europe, like do penalty kicks. Like they just kind of pick a side and they just jump to it and hope that the guy
Yeah.
is kicking that way. I think that was kind of what DeSmith was doing, but I don't think Zegras really had a shot there anyways. So, again, in hindsight, I think that was his best option was to drop it to Fowler, but because it didn't connect, it does look kind of bad, I guess. So
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying that like I can see kind of the both ways of it at least. So,
mhm.
um if answer if what's the saying if fans are what's candy and nuts something I don't know I don't know what it is right off found oh I hit a key on my keyboard
Yeah.
we can bring up this comment from Andrew. The goalie is good but the best goalie, yes. um what else did I have here? I'll talk about the two quick negative things that
Sure.
I have here. um just to send the game to overtime in general was a brutal defensive breakdown that we haven't. I mean, we have seen it, but maybe not quite to that extent.
Yeah.
Just from the Ducks that Russ took advantage of, just being left on his own, right? Like that, it
Mhm.
was 5-on-5 for that too, right? So, um, and when the puck's going from the other corner through everybody there, right? Like that's a bad look.
Yeah.
Um, Besides that, though, the only other thing that I had maybe as a negative. We talked about Kevin Shattenkirk and his
Oh, yes, we
penalties
have.
as
Yeah.
of late. And he just continued that parade to the penalty box, taking 2 of the 4 penalties in this game for
Oof.
the Ducks. Roughing call early in the first and high sticking midway through the third. I wanted to take a look just to make sure that I'm not just fabricating something.
Mhm.
He's got 8 penalty minutes in the last 5 games. And
Yeah.
36th on the season. So like
Which
that's a
that's
good
got to be third or fourth, just off memory from when we did our mid-season review.
I can double check that here.
Yeah, because
But
I think Comtois had like 40 something because he had a couple misconducts. But in terms of minor penalties, Shattenkirk's probably got the most.
I think it's Zegras.
Oh yeah. Because he was at like one every couple games. But
Yeah, so
although, yeah, no,
Shattenkirk's currently sitting 4th for most penalty minutes on the Ducks at 36. Simon Benoit's got 41, and he's got some fights in there. Yeah, Zegras has 42 penalty minutes now on the season. So 21 minor penalties. And then Max Comtois is there leading with 60 right now. But again, he's had the
okay,
fights, misconducts, and that kind of thing. So, um, but yeah, Shattenkirk is just not helping it lately. And this game just, yeah, really wasn't helping overall. I guess I'm not meaning to necessarily single him out for this one. But yeah, the penalties obviously don't help, especially against a team like Pittsburgh that is down on their luck right now, but
Yeah.
is a team that we've seen this team can compete, right? Especially as long as this team has Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and I know Chris Letang wasn't in the lineup that night, but as long as they have those three, this team is going to do their best to remain competitive. But yeah, contributing just one hit and one block in otherwise in 1509. Like there just wasn't a whole lot I was seeing from Kevin Shattenkirk. And I don't know. The interesting thing that I found was don't worry about the 4 minutes and not really doing a whole lot because we'll give you another 4 minutes of time on ice the following
Yeah.
game against Philadelphia for it.
Just to make up for it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. But
The participation ribbon of penalty taking.
yeah, but it's so I guess we've talked a lot about why they shouldn't have been in this game. I want to talk about the reason, the one player in particular that gave the Ducks a shot and is the sole reason for the single point that they got out of this game. And that is John Gibson. Playing in front of his hometown crowd. He's from Pittsburgh. Put up a 911 save percentage, a 202 goal save above expected, and had 29 high danger chances against 16 of those were shots on net.
Wow.
And he only allowed 2 of them.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, he was doing awesome. I have here, we were talking before that obviously like 3 stars of the game are kind of, you know, a little bit more favored towards the home team.
Yeah.
And you could definitely see it in this one because it was Jake Gensel, first star with a goal and an assist.
The game winner too. So
yeah, that too. Zegras was the 3rd star with a goal and an assist. But then you had Rust, who got the tying goal, but just had the 1 goal. That's the guy I would, you know, put. Not that it matters in the grand scheme of things, but no. Zegras is the 2nd, and John Gibson has to be one of those, right, for the performance that he put up. So he was fantastic in that game. But yeah, he's the reason that we got that 1 point that helped put us now in 30th spot. I don't know. Is helped the right word, I guess, depending on how we're looking at where we want the season to go now. But
it's not the word I would use, but
yeah,
I don't know what I would use. So
but we got a couple more comments here really quickly, and then I guess I just kind of talked. We can see.
Yeah, that's good.
That's if you got points for that. We got. I like this guy's username, Hugh Jazz, nice. Saying just they're little ducks. We got Ronnie Sullivan in the chat. The Ron Arkee's going quack, quack, quack. What's going on, Ronnie? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good to see you again, Ronnie. And welcome to Hugh Jazz.
Yeah. What I don't know. Is there what else did you see in this game?
Well, first I just wanted to point out a couple stats. So this is shout out to statmuse.com. They're great because you could just kind of type in like what you want to look up for stats. So Ducks most player minor penalties 2022 to 23. And it actually gave me what I want. Instead of penalty minutes, it gave minor penalties. And who is leading the team in them. So Zegras is currently leading the team, as you said, with 16 minor penalties on the season in 45 games.
16 minors?
Yeah.
Do you have majors in there then? Or is that, or maybe his stat muse not updated because there was.
It has in 45 games. So I don't know if he maybe got some double minors and it's not counting those.
Oh, interesting. Because there was
42. So yeah, I don't know. Would he have had a major? I thought he got not like a fighting, but like a what's that?
I don't remember.
Like just like a 5-minute like boarding or like something.
Yeah, so he would have had to have 2 in there then, I guess, to like balance it out because that's an even
2 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or a couple. Well, yeah, because you wouldn't be able to do it with double minors. So
yeah. The only reason I question is just because I had used StatMuse to try to look at rookie scoring at one point, and it was well off what it actually was. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
It might have the game log on here, which then would show penalty minutes to see if there's any 5-minute ones. Oh, he had 12 minutes in penalties against Minnesota on November 9th, so he would have got 2 and a 10, I'm assuming, in that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what that can we look at the
2 and a
maybe
10. So
team stats,
sorry,
player
you
stats.
said 2 and a 10, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was 12, so I just don't know what the penalties actually were. They don't go that into it, so
Probably a misconduct of some sort.
yeah,
Like with the
like
10, so yeah.
like an unsportsmanlike or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. We could spend forever trying to figure out what it is, probably, but
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, and then for second on the team, lead, I guess. I don't know if it's a lead or at the bottom of the pile, but there's a three-way tie for second with Max Jones, Dmitry Kulikov, and Ryan Strome, each having 14 minor penalties. Kulikov and Strome also in 45 games like Zegras, but Jones has 14 minors in 32 games.
Oof.
So, and then Kevin Shattenkirk is tied for, I guess, fifth with Simon Benoit and 13 minor penalties. So,
All right.
yeah. Yeah, and then for this game, I don't think I really had anything else. I think the other things I had were for the Flyers game. Yeah, they were. But I do want to come back to Trevor Zegras, but we'll do it after the game talk. It'll be a little side discussion of the episode, I suppose. So
Okay, sounds good. So
yeah, if you're ready, we can move on to the Flyers game, unless you had another thing you wanted to add.
Just wanted to add that Marcus is in the chat going,
Ooh.
boys, quack, quack. Marcus, it's been a while. How you doing, bud?
Welcome back. Hope everything's well with you.
Yeah. All right. Philly.
Yeah, 5-2 loss there. Should have been 5-1, which I think is what you said. That is what you said, Nate. So you almost had it. You almost had
I think, but both these games, like one of us was just one goal off.
You were one goal off on both of them because you said 4-2 Pittsburgh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I should update this right now for when we bring it up later. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this one here?
For this one, I want to talk. Imagine this. I want to talk goalies again a little bit.
Shocker.
Stolarz just held his ground as much as possible in this game.
Yeah, he was also like very solid. A lot like Gibby in the game we just talked about.
Like there's a few like highlights that you could pull that were just like Stolarz trying to do everything he can to put his body in a position that it could block a puck, basically. Yeah, his numbers weren't fantastic, but he put up an .895 save percentage on the night, a .7 goal save above expected. It is a positive .7, so that's good. Mm-hmm. On 12 high danger shots against, 2 of those being goals against.
Wait, so that means that, I guess Philly was expected to score more than 5, so, and then didn't.
Yeah, Philly was expected to score. They got 5.25 on money puck there to Anaheim's 2.76. This game was well in Philly's favor. Just overall, though, you don't even have to look at the deserve to win meter to know that. But I'll give it to you anyway. 77% in favor of in favor of Philly there. But yeah, you could just tell throughout this game that just the Ducks were gassed after that. Like they are on the second half of a back-to-back, and they did play a hard game against the Penguins, and they were just gassed from it. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could see it just in their play, and like I know a few guys, I don't remember who exactly, they got caught. Like I'm just trying to like clear the zone on penalty kills and stuff like that, and the Flyers made him pay on I think 2 of them. I don't remember which ones exactly, but
the one was Max Comtois. I think that was on it was on the later half of the 5-on-3 that we had, because Comtois had a breakaway, didn't capitalize on it, and then I think he was out there killing the penalty, like the second one, I believe. Like he got the puck in at the top of the circles, and then was like kind of looking for like a breakout pass, like waiting for everyone else to leave the zone so he could send somebody.
Yeah.
But was just like standing there with the puck in the meantime, and then had his pocket picked. And I think
Yeah.
that
Keep your
was the
feet
shorty
moving.
oh no, that wasn't the shorthanded goal. No, because that was, of all people, Rasmus Ristolainen who scored it.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's yeah, it led to a, or no, yeah, I guess it would have been a power play goal for Philly. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I had it wrong. I had it the other way. So yeah, that one really stood out to me. But you're right. There was just lots of bad turnovers. So
Yeah. Just overall, you could tell this team is gassed. And also, what happens when you're gassed is you're behind. You're behind on plays. You're behind players in particular, and you start taking stupid penalties.
mm-hmm.
And we took 5 penalties in this game against the Flyers team that has been doing really well as of late. Luckily, the PK went 4 for 5, but 3 penalties in the first period alone, which that doesn't help for the rest of the game, right? Just being gassed because you're playing a bulk of it shorthanded.
Yeah.
Silverberg got a holding penalty. The team got too many men, and then there was a tripping call on Vetrano, which, if it's the one I'm thinking of, he kind of does like the whole like arms up in the air of like I didn't do anything, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Frank, you clearly did, dude, clearly. All right, like, but
your stick was in his legs and he fell down.
yeah,
So
exactly. But like, I mean, it's obvious, but you're gonna have a rough time if you're constantly going to the box and you're playing a man short.
yeah,
So,
and I hate to bring the mood down because you were just like, you know, we did go 4 for 5, so that's at least not bad. Philadelphia's power play is not great. They are,
how bad is it? I actually didn't look.
they're 30th in the league with a 16.3%
Oh,
power play. And
oh dear God.
to go with that, they have a 13.5% net power play, which is good
Oh,
for 29th and still higher than the Ducks, but it means they give up a lot of shorthanded goals, 4 to be specific.
oh,
Which again, still better than the Anaheim Ducks' 5, and better than the Chicago Blackhawks' 7, who somehow still have a better net power play percentage. It's confusing how those numbers work, but anyways, not great on the power play. In
no.
fact, decidedly bad.
So the
But
Flyer. So
yeah,
sorry, you said the Flyers power play was 16 point what percent?
16.3.
Or okay, well, I guess the decimal doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just more
Yep.
for myself, but
Yep.
just having the 1 for 5 is better than their season average because
Yeah.
that's 20%.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah. Exactly.
that is rough.
Yeah. Pretty much any game they score on the power play is better than their season average,
Oof.
which is kind of like the Ducks because we're at 16.7. So we're like right there too. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do to help your power play, but maybe giving the kids the iPads back might be one. Hey, Torts.
yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't think I really have
yeah,
much else
there's
to
not a whole
add
lot.
except for the power play. Actually, I did want to talk about the penalty kill for the Flyers, just I guess while we're on special teams, because that, contrarily, is doing quite well this year. Okay, I won't say quite well. It's doing a lot better. It's 20th in the league, 75.8% on the penalty kill. Net penalty kill percentage, which takes into account shorthanded goals, shorthanded goals for, I should say, is at, where did it go? 16th in the league, 82.6%. So the fact that they get shorthanded goals kind of puts them pretty much right in the middle of the pack for the league, at 9 shorthanded goals for on the season
Jeez.
in 45 games. So every 5 games they're scoring a shorty, which is
Insane.
two better than Vegas and Minnesota, who are second and third with 7.
That's ridiculous.
So what they're doing on the penalty kill is kind of insane, at least in terms of goal scoring. In terms of actually killing the penalty, maybe not so much, but yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, it's all right. And again, just for reference here, Ducks net penalty kill percentage. I'm just going to go ahead and scroll right to the bottom. Yep, 30th in the league, 72.7%. We've only given up one shorty, which I guess would be the one against. Oh no, shorthand. We've only got one shorthanded goal, but we've given up 45, so not great at all.
Yikes!
And we take a lot of penalties too, so we're really bad. But.
Yikes! Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, that was supposed to be more so about how the or the Philly penalty kill was good, and they were scoring shorthanded goals, so we don't have to be too concerned about our penalty kill. But it turned into trashing on the Ducks. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard not to trash on this team at times, I guess, right? But
yeah,
as I've said on the last couple of episodes, I'm all aboard the tank train, whatever it takes at this point. If it's it doesn't even feel right to say if it means losing to Philly, because that, like I said, that team has been doing well over the last number of games there. I'm just trying to find what their last 10 is. I guess after the game against the Ducks there, they're 8-2-0 in their last 10 games. So they have been and are probably going to push that a little bit farther. Even their next game is against Chicago. So
yeah,
but
rough. But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We've talked about embarrassing losses. Well, I guess last episode and quite a bit this season. I don't think the Penguins one is an embarrassing loss because you got a point out of it. You were going to win it until 45 seconds left, and then the Penguins did Penguin things like they've been doing for the last decade plus. So I can't really say that one. But what do you think about the Flyers one?
The Flyers one is really not really but it's a 4-2 game because the 5, which was Kevin Hayes, I think said first career hat trick actually.
Yeah.
Was
with the empty net. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an empty net there. So 4-2 game on a game that you could just tell the guys were gassed. I don't call it an embarrassing one, at least, especially with how well that team is doing. So that's the way they've been playing. That's a team that should beat the Ducks. So
yeah,
but hence my predictions. So
yeah, fair enough. So yeah. Anything else about this game or about both of them together or anything?
I feel like I had something for both of them together, but I can't think of what it is right now. I guess I have one thing that I want to say, just because we have seen cases where it wouldn't go this way, I guess.
Yeah.
As great as of a game as John Gibson had, yes, it's on the second half of a back-to-back, but we've seen he's played a really good one. Let's start him the next day, right? Thank you for not doing that, right?
Yeah.
Just to let's keep him doing okay here, right? So
and Stolarz has been fine on the second half of back-to-backs or coming in relief. It's when he just kind of gets a random start here and there that he hasn't been outstanding. So I have no issue with starting him here. But yeah. Let's take a quick break here, I guess, just looking at the time. On the other side, we'll do a little bit more discussion just about the Ducks and a little bit of news, Gulls update, of course, upcoming games, lots of things. Oh, and what's cracking. But nothing. We'll be quick about it, so no worries. You don't gotta be like, oh my God, I got to stay on here for another hour and a half. No, we'll be good. 45 minutes max. So yeah, we'll take a quick break here with our friends over at DraftKings, and we'll see you guys in just a minute.
The NFL playoff action continues. We're one step closer to Super Bowl 57, and for the NFL divisional round, check out DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can take a shot at an even bigger payout with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Boost your NFL winnings with each leg you add up to 100%. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code THPN. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round and get $200 in free bets instantly. Again, that's promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
So I saw a comment from Marcus here, which actually perfectly fits with something that I was going to bring up as well. So I'll bring up Marcus's comment here. Zegras contract predictions. Personally, I'm thinking, this is still Marcus, something like 3 times 7, but I don't know. He might be willing to lose out on money and sign an 8-year deal. But I don't know. Doesn't seem like the right move for him. So kind of looking at a shorter term deal or Marcus is looking at a shorter term deal for Trevor Zegras. And we kind of talked about this on the last episode as well. Like, do they sign long term, the big three in Terry, Zegras, Drysdale? Do they go something a little bit shorter and see what state the team is in? So yeah, I don't know. I think I honestly think even just looking at the number, 7 mil seems kind of low for Zegras. Like it's a
the thing is like if you're going with the shorter term deals, there's going to be more money on it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at something like an 8-year deal, mind you, I think it's still going to be more than 7 million, right? It's probably closer to 9. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I want to say like maybe even 10, but
potentially, yeah.
Yeah, that's a potential there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're looking at 3 years, you're definitely looking more at 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's you can get your money over the time because you have that security, right? But if it's shorter time there, it's okay, I'm getting my money to make sure then, right?
Yeah, because if you get injured in year 3 of your next contract, then at least you have 30 million if it's 3 times 10. Whereas if you get injured in year 3 of your 8-year contract, then you're still making money for the next 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I'm talking like, like career-ending injuries, because like it's either okay, you've made 30 million, now you're done, or you've only made say 15 million, but you still have 5 more years of getting paid.
Yeah,
roughly. I just kind of picked those numbers out of nowhere, but
yeah. I mean that would be the 7 would be a beautiful number. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I just don't think he signs.
No, Zegras and his representatives are laughing at that money, I think.
Yeah.
This is a guy that he's in the top for points, assists, goals, and let's even look in particular here. He's second in points with 35, just 1 point behind Troy Terry. Second in goals, just 1 goal behind Adam Henrique, and second in assists, 3 behind Troy Terry. He's got 21. Terry has 24 there. So yeah, like he's still going, 35 points. Like he's just doing under a point per game right now, and that's because the team as a whole isn't doing great, and he's played with 3 different lines this season over 40 some games, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're with the same guys for the entire season or that sort of thing. So we know that as this team gets better and as Zegras gets better, his point production especially is just going to climb, meaning that his goal or his money, his value is going to increase. Did I say decline earlier? Sorry, I meant increase.
I think you did, man.
Yeah. So yeah, 7 would be good for if he stays where he is right now, I feel like.
Yeah.
But not only is he going to improve that, but this is a guy who is not only the face of one of the faces of your franchise for the next however long you're able to keep him around, however long he wants to stay around. This is a potential face of the NHL here that we're talking about.
Oh,
right.
It's not even
So
potential. He is one of the faces at this point. Like,
yeah, so that's a lot of money that, you know, he feels he would be deserving of, which I don't think is wrong. So
yeah, no, I agree 100%. Just in terms of I guess comparables here, there was a tweet that I saw from CJ Woodling, and I believe it was one that the Quack Report Twitter had retweeted. Oh yes, it was. And says another interesting fact I found, since we're talking about the Ducks' future: Nathan MacKinnon's first 146 games, which was over 2 seasons, 101 points. Trevor Zegras' first 144 games, obviously over 3 seasons, 2.5-ish, 109 points.
So in less games, he's already doing better than Nathan MacKinnon.
Slightly better, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, not mad about it at all.
And when Nathan MacKinnon started his career as well, the Colorado Avalanche were dog shit.
They're awful. It was that
just as we are right now.
So. It was that I believe that 14-15 season was bad, or was it the 15-16 season? That was just like dog shit.
I think it was 14-15, but I could be wrong on that one.
Yeah, I don't remember, honestly. He had does have points? Yeah, I mean, he went from 63 points and 82, MacKinnon, in his first year, his rookie year, to 38 points in 64 games. So yeah, I feel like it would probably be that one, that 14-15 year. Let's see, 14-15 Avalanche. Oh no, 39-31-12 record.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember what season it is now then.
15-16, they were 39-39. Was it there's 16-17?
I'm searching it up.
Rookie year. Yeah, okay. I'm honestly, oh yes, 16-17. They were 22, 56, and 4 for 48 points. 2.93 points percentage. So, yep. Where the league average was 5.59. So yeah, they were bad that year. 16-17, which his point totals were 53 points in 82 games. It's not bad. Yeah. Okay. But what I was getting there is, and CJ says this in a reply to his tweet there, in his tweet thread, I guess. Definitely not saying Trevor Zegras is going to become the next Nathan MacKinnon, but I think some people take for granted just how high of a ceiling he has. After all, the guy is only 21 years old, still on pace for 60-plus points this year again. Which, yeah, those are impressive numbers.
And on a team that is doing crap.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, Nathan MacKinnon had 63 points in his rookie season in 82 games, but he didn't pass 60 points again until 17-18 when he got 97 points in 74, and then he's just been in the 90s ever since, barring the COVID shortened seasons and all that stuff. 38 and 64, as I said, 52 and 72 in his third season, and 53 and 82. But remember, Nathan MacKinnon was also a first overall pick, whereas Zegras wasn't. He was ninth overall. Maybe not a great comparison just looking at draft overalls, but the one guy that comes to mind, shocker, I'm going to find a way to bring the Edmonton Oilers into this, is Leon Draisaitl of the Oilers, who was third overall pick. And the reason I think it makes them a good comparable is not only because they're not first overall picks, but they also like came slowly into the league, and then have started to make an impact more in their end of the second, beginning of the third seasons. But also, they're kind of like, how do I want to say this without sounding like I'm insulting Zegras? Because I know I don't want it to come across that way, but like,
say it and I'll try to reword it if I can.
Okay. Where Leon Draisaitl is obviously the second best player on the Edmonton Oilers currently behind Connor McDavid. Like when he signed his extension, which was in 2017, so the season after he got off his 3-year entry-level contract, he was the second best player on that team. And while I don't think Trevor Zegras is the second best player on the Ducks, I think currently he is probably the top in terms of like young guys. Actually, I'll just say he is probably the best player. I do think that long term we'll be looking back and saying Mason McTavish is the better player. He's just
Connor Bedard.
Okay, maybe Connor Bedard, yes. But
yeah,
my
I get
point, or even I guess Troy Terry, you could kind of say Zegras is playing like second fiddle to Troy Terry in a way.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're very close in terms of points, but that's kind of why I want to compare them, because they're not like the top guy on the team. Yes, they're a highly skilled guy. Without a question, they're a top 6 forward. And they're going to put up just insane numbers over their careers. But, and like, they'll do insane moves that'll be on highlight reels for decades. So that's kind of why I want to compare those two. And because this offseason is when Trevor Zegras is going to sign his next contract extension after he comes off his entry-level deal. So,
yeah.
Is that okay? Do you need to reword any of that, or does it all?
No, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do a quick screen share here to take a look at stathead.com, which is owned by Hockey Reference, I believe. And I have no problem showing it because it says, if you utilize material unique here, please cite it it even says podcast right there. Yeah, no, I don't need the definition. Sorry. I'm not sharing the screen.
Nope.
Must feel like you're back in class, hey, Nate?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Reference to a sports reference site for tweet or podcast, which I don't need the definition again. Thank you very much. Yeah, it just helps to keep it going. So I love StatHead. They are a subscription site, but they have some stuff for free. And it shows Draisaitl and Zegras compared by the numbers in their third seasons. Here, just to show you, I am comparing their age 21 third seasons here. So, obviously, Zegras is in the middle of his third season. Should I make this bigger? I feel like I should. Yes, there we go.
There you go.
Okay. Zegras is in the middle of his third season. So only has 35 points compared to what Draisaitl finished with 77, but in half the amount of games played. So kind of on pace to be around 70. So very close to where Draisaitl is. They do have adjusted points, which if we go to the glossary is adjusted stats normalized to an 82 game schedule, 18 skaters, and league averages of 6 goals per game, 1.67 assists per goal. So just so that it's easier to compare years, because obviously scoring is up this year. Essentially adjust Draisaitl to 85 points. Get out of here. Over the adjusted season, and Zegras to 61. So it's saying he's not quite going to be there, but 16-17, the Oilers made the playoffs. These Ducks aren't making the playoffs.
They did that year, though.
That's true. Just to
That
pop
was
back
that
to their
long ago. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. To their second overall, or their second seasons, and their first seasons are very similar in the same way that their second seasons are. Zegras actually outperformed Draisaitl in 3 more games. He got 10 more points. Was way worse plus minus. You adjust it all out though. 57 points for Draisaitl, 58 for Zegras. So essentially saying they're the same player in their second seasons. You know what? Just for fun, because that actually didn't take too long. If we go to their first
season. And one thing to think about as well, though, is like that Draisaitl jump was the Oilers got some pieces in that helped the team get to that playoff spot, right? That they hadn't been in over 10 years at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
So just getting good people in around you that can play with you definitely helps.
Yeah. So their rookie seasons, Draisaitl played 37 games, Zegras 24. Zegras had more points with 13 compared to Draisaitl's 9. You adjust that out 10 points for Draisaitl, 20 for Zegras. So, yes, their paths have been different. They're not the perfect comparable players, but in terms of like their value to the team and their role on the team, that's where I think they're comparable. But also both have showed like steady progression. And then in their third seasons, they're becoming like, you can see, okay, these guys are going to be dominant players in the NHL at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, Draisaitl signed for $8.5 million in the offseason. And Connor McDavid, I think that same season signed for his 12.5, I believe.
I think you're right.
Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, because I think McDavid was first, and then Draisaitl was later in the summer, right?
Yeah. McDavid was July. Draisaitl was August. Yeah, that's what it said. August. So about a month later. And the salary cap at the time, 16, 17, salary cap. And again, they just came off a second round exit to the Anaheim Ducks that season. $73 million. So 8.5 divide by 73. About 11.6% of the cap times it's at 82.5 now.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be another million next year.
Yeah, million next. So
Okay.
83.5.
Yeah. So multiply that by 83.5. Using the same numbers, Zegras, if he signs for $9.7-ish million, that's roughly the same percentage of salary cap that Draisaitl was of the Oilers when he signed that one. So, again, it's kind of a long-winded way of saying it, but of getting to that and explaining my thought process there. But I wouldn't hate a 7 or 8 times $9.7 million deal for Zegras. I don't know. What do you think?
Say that number one more time, sorry.
9.7 million times 7 or 8 years.
Oh, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
You take that all day. Yeah.
Yep. No question.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then sorry. Just because I'm curious about Troy Terry and I like numbers. McDavid was about 17.1% of the salary cap, multiplied by 83.5. Troy Terry, that means he will sign for $14.3 million to be the Connor McDavid to Zegras' Leon Draisaitl.
Oh man. If only the NHL was a soft cap.
Yeah, right. You just sign guys for whatever. 14 million here, 15 here.
Oh man.
That'd be good. So yeah, just because I'd seen the Nathan MacKinnon, well, you had seen it, and then thus I saw the Nathan MacKinnon comparison for Zegras. I thought that's maybe not great, but what about Draisaitl? And I still don't think it's the perfect comparison, but it's closer.
Yeah, it's the idea here. So, we got Amon in the chat. What's going on, Amon? He does say though here he's not at Jack Hughes level regarding Zegras, but okay.
He does also say 8 times 8 seems reasonable as well.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be bad either. I feel like 8 times 9 is probably what is more likely
given the market. Yeah.
Yeah, but take a look at Jack Hughes as well, and again the team that's around him, right? It's a lot better than what this Anaheim Ducks team is.
Oh yeah.
If Trevor Zegras is playing with the New Jersey Devils, might be a lot more comparable in terms of stats and that sort of thing, right? So it's all just about like it's about the opportunities as well, right? The situation that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's
like
that does make sense. Yeah.
To bring it back again to the Edmonton Oilers, but I'm maybe gonna slight it a slight bit. Look at what Connor McDavid's doing this year. It's insane. Now imagine if there were more guys on the Edmonton Oilers besides 4 that could actually score goals and produce offense for that team, right? McDavid, those crazy projected numbers that we're looking at right now are even crazier, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's you can have skilled players, but if you don't have skilled guys around them that can all work together, it's going to be difficult. So
yeah.
But
yeah. Any other thoughts about what Marcus had to say. I hope he was still around for that conversation. If
Yeah.
not, he'll hear it later. But
Not directly to what Marcus had to say, but it for some reason it slipped my mind that Nathan McKinnon was the first overall pick in that 2013 draft. So I had to pull up what that draft was, at least the first round.
Mhm.
And man, that was a good draft actually.
Oh yeah,
It was decent. Like top three is Nathan McKinnon, Alexander Barkov, and Jonathan Drouin. To round out the top five, Seth Jones and Elias Lindholm. That's
not bad
right.
players either.
Yeah, and then you go Sean Monahan, Darnell Nurse, Rasmus Ristolainen, Bo Horvat, who sounds like is going to be on the move as well.
Are you just going like in order, or are you just listing off like bigger?
I'm going in order right now.
Damn, the fact that all those guys are like, top three on their teams respectively, and like all of them are like still playing is like kind of nuts.
Yeah, Sean Monahan's now like I feel like this is one that's actually moved around quite a bit.
Yeah, oh definitely.
Because McKinnon and Barkov are still there. Drouin's not with Tampa anymore though, is he?
No, I think he was in Montreal last I saw him.
Oh yeah, right. And then Seth Jones is in Chicago. Elias Lindholm is in Calgary now, who picked Sean Monahan with the next pick, who's in Montreal. Darnell Nurse is still in Edmonton. Ristolainen, we just talked about, is in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Horvat is currently in Vancouver, which that whole situation in Vancouver is interesting to say the least. And then to round out the top 10, Valerie Nichushkin.
Oof, damn.
That's a pretty good top 10 there alone.
Oh yeah, fuck. You put that on like all those guys on a single team, and that's disgusting. So
yeah, and then just other notable names as I'm kind of eyeballing through this: Max Domi, Josh Morrissey, Nikita Zadorov, Anthony Mantha, Andrei Burakovsky.
Damn. The Avalanche love their 2013 draft picks, hey?
Shea Theodore. Damn.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah, and Ryan Hartman there is another name that at least just sticks out to me for some reason. But
yeah,
and that's that first round. So
yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Okay, I guess let's do an injury update here, and the update is that there are no updates. Lundestrom is on the road trip and could play at any point, kind of.
Yeah, and that is
we talked about already. So
yeah, that's still coming from last week. There's been no other update since. So yeah, that's literally it for news. There was nothing. I scoured. There was nothing.
Yeah. Which hopefully he will play against the Columbus Blue Jackets on Thursday.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on your favorite podcasting platform, then today, unless it's Friday, in which case yesterday. I hope we followed that. Everyone good? Okay.
You saying that just for some reason put me in the mind frame of the first Deadpool movie where he goes, McAvoy here, Stewart. These timelines are so confusing.
Yeah.
The Columbus Blue Jackets are currently sitting 32nd in the NHL. Their last 10 has been a 3-7-0 record. And at home, they are 10-14-1.
So you're telling me there's a chance? No, I don't like how you're pausing. Nate, just say there's a chance. Please.
There's a chance. But
no, just say there's a chance.
The Columbus Blue Jackets have played 44 games. The Anaheim Ducks have played 45.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ducks are one game up, as well as they are 1 point up. There's 1 point right now separating us in the last spot. I'm not saying to throw the game. But Chicago has done better in the last few. In 42 games, they have 28 points. So they could potentially, unintentionally leapfrog over.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to intentionally throw the game, but
yeah. I mean, it's Yeah. If we lost, I wouldn't be mad. No matter how we lost, a loss is a loss at this point for Connor Bedard. So
This is, yeah.
this is arguably more important than the wild card race at this point. Where like
honestly though,
say Edmonton and Calgary playing each other, like that's a 4-point game because not only is it a win for you, it's a loss for your direct competition. At this point, it's a 4-point loss because a win for the other team and a loss for you puts you at a better, like an even better spot for Connor Bedard.
exactly.
So, yeah, we honestly haven't played a ton of like really bad teams this year, as in the Columbuses, the Chicagos, I mean, that's it. I guess those are the only teams that are worse than us.
Yeah.
Like we've played Philly, who's down there. We've played Vancouver, who's not doing great. I guess we have played Chicago once, but like we've lost to all of these supposedly bad, really bad teams. Chicago, we lost 3-2. Yeah, Ottawa, we've lost both games to, like quite horribly. I mean, they're kind of in the middle of the pack, but they're also not great.
Mm-hmm.
San Jose is San Jose. We did beat Montreal 5-2, I suppose. But yeah, and then we lost to Philly both games. So like this one's tough because we don't really have that track record.
Yeah. Take a look at Columbus in particular. Their last 5 games, a 6-3 loss to Tampa, 6-2 loss to Carolina, a 4-3 win over the Red Wings, a 3-1 loss to the Rangers, and a 2-1 loss to the Predators. So in their last 5 games, they've been outscored 21-11, which that number doesn't look, just off like really quickly, it doesn't look as bad as us.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, no, right. There's still that Boston, Edmonton, and New Jersey game, those games in there. Yeah. So the thing with Columbus too is like they do have guys that are like still putting up good seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we have guys that are putting up good seasons, but this team still has Johnny Gaudreau putting up 41 points.
Yeah, like just shy of a point per game pace.
And then it's a hard drop off. Holy shit. But I know Line A has been out for quite a bit of time too. Mm-hmm. Jack Roslovic has 24 points, and then Patrick Line and Boone Jenner are tied at 22 points. Johnny Gaudreau really went to Columbus to win hockey games, huh?
Someone's salty.
Just that comment in particular is just the one that like keeps showing up on my feed.
Yeah.
Like from a Flames perspective, or like a Flames fan perspective, am I disappointed that he left? Yes. Was it a bit more because of how roller coastery it was, I guess, right? Like high, low, it looks like he's going to sign, and then at the last second he wasn't, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was his right, though, as a upcoming free agent, though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
in terms of for Calgary, when Columbus comes to town, I think they're in town on Monday, actually, in Calgary there. So that'll be Johnny Gaudreau's first game back at the Saddle Dome since signing in Columbus. I'd be cheering for him personally.
Yeah.
So it's heartbreaking.
It'll probably be a mix. I could.
It'll be a mix. So, and I feel like the boos are going to be a bit more. Anyway, though, in terms of Columbus, though, yeah, this has been a team that's just been. Well, I mean, they're doing a point worse than us in their last 10 games. The Ducks are 3-6-1, and the Blue Jackets are 3-7-0. The thing that might be a bit more in their favor, and that's not to be a slight on John Gibson and Anthony Stolarz, but Korpisalo and Merzlikins this season, if I'm not mistaken, do have better numbers than both of our guys right now.
I was just going to check that because I thought they had worse numbers, so we will see.
Korpisalo has a 908 save percentage and 6 wins on the season.
Okay.
He's played in 18 games, a 6-8-1 record, a 328 goals against. And then for Mers Lincolns, he's played 19 games, a 5-12-0 record, a 4.44 goals against, and an 869 save percentage.
Okay. The what's it called? The NHL app with their goalie comparison, when you click on an upcoming game, has Merzlikins and Tarasov.
Yeah,
as
Tarasov,
like the two goalies there.
yeah, Tarasov's played 13 games with a 2-9-1 record and a 908 save percentage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tarasov's better, I would say. Merzlikins is worse. And then who's the other guy? Oh yeah, Corpusalo, who I can't see right now. I mean, he's kind of right in the middle, I would say. I mean, actually, no, he's very comparable to Tarasov. Actually, like same numbers. Seriously? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the exact same numbers.
Damn, just played in more
328 and a
games.
908. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think if you put the same forward and defense in front of them, like say you just took, I don't know, an Olympic team, like we'll say Team Canada or Team US, and you put them in front of Gibson, and then you put them in front of, I don't even know who Columbus's number one is this year. It seems like they're kind of running a three-way tandem, honestly.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know. I guess Corpusalo was their best goalie, even though he has the same numbers as Tarasov. He's played it more games. I think I would give the advantage to Gibson in that case, just like essentially goalie versus goalie. But in terms of like the actual numbers this season and how the, I guess, team all works together, honestly, maybe give it to Columbus. But I'm going to take Ronnie's comment here where he says, woof, the Blue Jackets. Please predict big wins against them. Just for you, Ronnie, I'm going to say 6-4 win. 6-4 in favor of the Ducks on this one.
I'm going to go the opposite and drop each one by one. I'm going to go 5-3 for Columbus. I'm just taking a look. Goals for per game are at 2.5 for Columbus compared to 2.27 for Anaheim, which is ranked 32nd in the league.
Not surprising.
Goals against, though, is again what I'm kind of looking at there. Columbus, not great, 30th at 3.89, but Anaheim, no surprise, 32nd at 4.18. And again, I say no surprise to that because the goal differential is -85 at the moment for the Anaheim Ducks compared to -61 for the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are sitting in last place. The thing I think is it might be specialty teams actually, because the power plays are comparable, I guess. The Ducks are in 28th with a 16.7%. Columbus being last at 14.4, but the penalty kill is quite a bit better, I would say, for Columbus. They rank 18th in the league at 76.7 compared to Anaheim's 30th spot at 72 flat.
Yeah.
So I feel like this might come to a special teams game potentially, especially with our parade to the box for the last few games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So, if not for the Ronarchy here and in the chat, I think I probably would have predicted a Columbus win, but yeah. But this one's for you. And he's giving me praise, so I'll do it again too if he wants. Says embrace the tank, but the Blue Jackets are one of the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't hate on Nate dropping the data. Yeah, you got them numbers, and I do love me some numbers. So
yeah, there's sometimes where I want to just be like, fuck it, but the logical part of my brain takes over sometimes. So
yeah, that's fair.
But I feel like at the same time, I should probably use that other side sometimes because man, my betting has been rough lately. Has not been great.
Yeah.
Gotta stop using logic on some
Just go
bets
numbers.
sometimes, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
although sometimes you go on numbers and you're like, "Ah, but the numbers
No,
say
that's the
that
thing, I like-
Anaheim should beat Boston. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't make sense. So, yeah, moving on to the next upcoming game we have Saturday against the Buffalo Sabres, which is, oh boy, set your alarm clocks, everybody, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time for that one.
I hope.
Yes, it's a Saturday. So.
Yeah, I hope Adam and Morgan are awake in my living room that morning.
And ready for some Ducks versus Sabres hockey.
Exactly.
On that Saturday morning.
And then I hope he's ready and you're ready, because we'll probably meet up, go for lunch.
Yeah.
On that day or something, and watch Calgary play that day. Before I have to go to work that night. It's going to be a day full of hockey for me on my birthday. I'm excited, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy shit. The season that Tage Thompson is having, which again, when we're going back to the Trevor Zegras conversation, he's 21, right? Just wait for it, because yeah, Tage Thompson just last season like really started to break out. Kind of what we were talking before of like, just let's pump the brakes a little bit on just expecting these 18 and 19-year-olds just to be all stars right away. Yeah, Tage Thompson has 32 goals on the season currently and 59 points. Rasmus Dahlin is showing that he will be the number one defenseman on this team for as long as he is in Buffalo. He's averaging 26 minutes and 16 seconds a night right now.
Damn. If that kid doesn't make the All-Star team, like something's wrong here.
Yeah, and goaltending is kind of off and on. I feel like it's not Linus Ullmark. He's in
Craig Anderson.
Boston now. No,
Luukkonen.
Yeah, Luukkonen. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't have his numbers right in front of me here, but yeah, Craig Anderson is just defying age at this point. And I don't know, maybe you take, like, not saying that John Gibson is old, but maybe you take a look at Craig Anderson and you go, maybe a few less starts would be beneficial for John Gibson. Anderson, 7-6-2 record, but a 278 goals against and a 917 save percentage with a shutout in there.
Yeah.
He's doing all right. Not bad for a 41-year-old. So
yeah.
Eric Comrie is the other goalie listed currently, 4-8-0 record and 883 save percentage. Is not looking as good for him there, but this is a game that I'm not meaning to sound negative doing like how many is that now? That'll be 5 straight games that I'm predicting an Anaheim loss. I don't know. I look at this game and I look at it as Buffalo's to lose. Buffalo's a team I think could sneak into a wild card spot.
I think so.
Which would be fantastic. Like, just I don't know. I feel like unless you're in the New York area, and even then I don't, with like how last however many years have gone, if they really care, but like, does anybody hate the Buffalo Sabres?
I don't think so. I think they're they're like, yeah, like because they haven't made the playoffs, there's no real rivalries active, and like they've kind of just been everybody's punching bag. So at this point, everyone kind of feels bad for him, and like they want the players there and just the franchise and the fans to like experience some success. So yeah, I think rivalries are really only made in the playoffs. And when you haven't really made the playoffs, then no one hates you.
Yeah.
Like, look at Vegas. Everyone loved him in the first season. And then like a few years in, after they beat up on everyone's favorite playoff teams, they were like, fuck Vegas. And I mean, there's other things to go along with it too, but it was a contributing factor. So
yeah. I'm not sure if I had to pick a team out of the East, who it would be. Who my team would be. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be the Leafs, but at the same time,
lame.
The Rangers and the Sabres.
Yeah, I'm partial to the Rangers personally, but I do cheer for the Sabres, specifically Tage Thompson, because he's really good.
Yeah.
And he's just like stuck it out. But yeah.
Their jerseys this year, fantastic.
Oh,
fantastic.
Always good jerseys. So yeah, do you have a score prediction for this one? You said it was Buffalo's to lose, so You saying Buffalo loses, Anaheim wins?
No, I'm gonna go with a Buffalo win. Just taking a look at their last 5 here. Which, yeah, they haven't done too great either.
Mhm.
But they're keeping it tight. 4-3 loss to Seattle, 4-2 to Winnipeg, who's leading the Western Conference. That Seattle loss was one of Seattle's like that 7-game road trip that no American professional sports team has done what they did, like a 7-game road trip sweep,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, lost to Florida 4-1, lost to overtime in Chicago 3-4, but like I said, Chicago's kind of picked it up
Yeah.
a little bit lately too.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. They play the Islanders tomorrow on Thursday. I'm predicting a Buffalo win, but I'm not sure how to go for scoring here. I'm going to call 3-2.
3-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I what do I want to do? Yes, Buffalo hasn't been great lately, but before the calendar flipped over to 2023, they were on a 6-game win streak, beating LA, Colorado, Arizona, Vegas, Detroit, and Boston. So not all of them great teams, but some really good teams in there.
1, 2. Well, half of them are playoff teams.
Yeah. And I mean, Arizona's kind of right on par with the Sabres in the standings, are they not? Or have they dropped down a little bit? Oh, no, Arizona's dropped down quite a bit. Never mind.
Yep.
Disregard. Yeah, not that. So, yeah. And also before that, they were beating up on the teams that they should beat up on. Like they beat Columbus 9-4. Oh, yeah, that was the night Tage Thompson decided he wanted 5 goals or whatever it was. They beat the Sharks 6-3. Like, yeah, they've kind of been consistent all year with like beating up on the bad teams, beating or being in a close game to the really good teams. It's just like hasn't been the most consistent, especially for like the middle of the road teams. So I don't know. I think they beat up on the Ducks. Not like beat up on the Ducks, but it's also not going to be a fun time. They kind of, yeah, I'll say kind of what Philly did to us. I'm going to say 5-2. I'm just going to take that score.
All right.
5-2 for Buffalo. That was my roundabout way of getting there. So I hope everyone enjoyed that thought process. Okay.
Very much. Very much.
Cool. That's what everyone's here for. Just us doing stream of consciousness stuff here.
Exactly. I mean, we've been doing it for 4 years at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Shall we get into a Gulls update here?
I was going to say, any day you talk to me is just stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
I try to filter it as much as I can, but
it depends. Depends on the day.
It depends.
Yeah.
Get into the Gulls really quickly here.
Sure. So,
and
yeah,
then
I guess
after I'm going to interject a very quick, what's the segment called? We haven't done it in forever. Quack Report Unplugged.
Okay.
Just because there was something that came up that I thought could work for the show. So
yeah, go for it. Yeah. Okay. So let's I guess go through previous scores for the Gulls here. So 5-2 win over the San Jose Barracuda. Love it when any team in San Jose loses. So that's great. And then back-to-back games against the Ontario Reign did not go in the Gulls' favor with a 3-1 loss followed by a 5-2 loss. And currently, the Gulls are playing the Bakersfield Condors, and at the beginning of the third period, they are currently down 4-0.
Oof. All right.
the Gulls are down 4-0, just to be clear. So I believe that
good shit, right?
yeah, Dostal is still in net, so there's still hope of it not getting too much worse. I suppose, but yeah. Oof, yeah, and shot totals are not looking good. Well, actually, it's not bad. 10-6 in the first, 12-8 in the second, and then 4-1 in favor of San Diego in the third.
Oh,
So,
all right.
yeah, not bad. So yeah, looking like that one will be an L as well, but hopefully we can get a couple to keep it close. Coming up next, we have another game, so potential shot at redemption against the Bakersfield Condors if this one continues to not go in the Gulls' favor on January 18th, and that'll be in Bakersfield. Another game against the San Jose Barracuda in San Jose on the 20th, which is Friday, I suppose.
Yep.
On Sunday, the 22nd, at the Coachella Valley Firebirds, followed by another home game against the Bakersfield Condors. Yeah, on the 25th. I can't remember if I said that or not. So,
Sweet.
yeah. Bakersfield, I believe, is kind of near the top of the division. Definitely above the Gulls.
Pull it up here. No, Bakersfield is down with the Gulls, actually.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yep, they are 12, 19, and 2. Or 12, 19, and 3, I guess, because there's shootout losses there. So 12, 19, and 3.
Okay. Yeah. Which, not much better than the 11, 26, and 0 record for.
Yeah,
the
5 points better.
Yeah.
So, because they got those overtime and shootout losses in there.
They would have played less games, though, if my quick math is correct.
3 less, yeah.
3 less. So, yeah. So, potentially important games against Bakersfield if the Gulls want to move up in the standings at all.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Where's San Jose and Coachella, just for curiosity? Since we
Coachella is sitting top of the Pacific Division, 35 games, 25, 6, 3, and 1. So 25, 6, and 4 on the season for 54 points, a 771% point percentage.
Damn, that's like Boston Bruin numbers. Actually,
yeah, and
I think Boston's still like in the 8s.
Yeah, their last 10, 9 wins, 0 losses, 1 shootout loss.
Wow.
So they're doing all right there. And then the Barracuda are sitting in 7th in the Pacific, 39 games played, 16, 21, 0, and 2. And yeah, they've had a rough last 10 as well, 3, 6, 0, and 1. Which we've actually had a better last 10 than the Barracuda had. We're 5, 5, 0, and 0.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, hopefully we can get a win in there then. And hopefully one of the 3 against Bakersfield, since this one looks like it's not going to be a win. I mean, ideally 2 out of the 3 against Bakersfield. But
that's interesting. The San Diego Gulls are the only team to not lose in overtime or a shootout this year in the AHL.
Yeah, it's because they just shit the bed in regulation.
Yeah. How many games have gone to overtime, though, for Bakersfield? Not many. Or for San Diego, sorry. I don't think many, but.
No, I don't think so either. But I don't know. Does it have like overtime wins on there? Regulation.
Yeah, regulation
overtime wins. Yeah.
Yeah, so 10. And then
10 regulation overtime.
And
okay, so they've. So 1.
1 in the shootout. Because regulation and overtime wins is also at 10. So yeah, 1 in the shootout.
Yeah.
That's what that should be. So yeah.
Yep. Makes sense. Then yep.
Yeah, top 5 players. Michael Del Zotto is sitting in 5th for points, and but that is as well from his time with CLT. What abbreviation is that again? Where did we get Del Zotto from?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I remember that.
Yeah, why can't I figure out what CLT is? We just did this. We just went through all of the teams.
Oh, it was with Florida and Detroit. So Charlotte.
Yeah,
I think that's what it should be.
Yep. Charlotte checkers.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Including his point total from Charlotte, though. But if we're looking at San Diego in particular, he's played 10 games and has put up 8 points, 3 goals. That's decent. So giving him 18 points on the season. Braden Tracy has 19 in 32 games. Our boy Bull Grew has 23 and 37. Nicholas Brilliard has 29 and 37. And Rocco Grimaldi is continuing his point per game pace at 36 points in 36 games. There was a TikTok that I came across that I did share on the Quack Report Twitter account as well. That was his wife's account. And she was like, went to go watch my husband play, and some guy started punching him, and it was a fight of Grimaldi, and I forget who they were playing that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I shared it on the Quack Report Twitter if you want to go back and find it. But I was like, just like joking, like traumatizing for Mrs. Grimaldi here, like seeing your husband just get his face pounded in kind of thing. And she did give it a like. So
nice. That's good.
Shout out to the Grimaldis.
Yeah.
So I was kind of taking a look, actually. Point per game pace, I'm not sure what his AHL contract is this year, but I feel like the Ducks should give him a chance next season. Just like for an NHL contract, right? Just to have the option to bring him up. He hasn't done great in the past, I guess, on NHL teams from what I was able to gather, and it's kind of bounced around. But like the fact that he's a point a game player on a team that is brutal this season in the AHL, I don't know. I think that says something, right?
From what I remember about the preseason, I think it was...
He was doing all right in the preseason.
I think it was Strome and McTavish, or it might have been Henrique and McTavish that he had good chemistry with. But obviously something just wasn't working in the eyes of the coaching staff. Probably, no, this is too good of a line and we want Connor Bedard. That's probably what the thinking was. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that he didn't get a chance for a few games. But yeah, I don't know.
Goalies. Ole Eriksson Ek has played 11 games now, has a .459 goals against average and a .858 save percentage, 1-7-0 record. And then Lucas Dostal continuing his all-star season, 25 games played, a .266 goals against, and a .924 save percentage, which is still ridiculous considering his record because of the team that he's behind, 9-15-0 on the season.
Yeah. It's it seems every week when we do these, like obviously his stats are getting better, but it's not just like a little bit better. Like, oh, he's a 266 as opposed to a 268 now. Like,
he's just,
it's like, I feel like 3 weeks ago he was at like a 3 or like slightly above a 3 goals against average, and he was at like a 9, just above a 900, and now boom, here we are,
getting better and better.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we still save our outlines. So if we go back like 6 episodes or so, that should
because that'd be about 3 weeks back.
Yeah.
There should be one.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh no, it got weird because of the holiday break. So if we go to this.
Oh yeah, right.
Yes. So this is from episode 26, which was December 21st. So just before the holiday break. Yeah, he was at a 288 goals against and a 916 save percentage. So not quite as dramatic as I made it out to be numbers wise, but
288 to 266, and what was it, 916?
Yeah.
To 924.
Yeah. Still significant enough.
Yeah, he's managed to improve that somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he was only at 1 shutout at that point, so now he's at 3.
Yeah.
And I believe the 21st was just before he got sent back. Oh, yes, because he has a little X beside his name, so it's saying he's not currently on the roster. So,
yeah, he got sent back, was that the 27th or 28th, I think?
Yes.
Of December, so
essentially in about 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks, he's improved his numbers that much just from being sent back down from the NHL. So it's very impressive. Very, very impressive.
That is all right.
Yeah. Okay. We've got 2 more segments, because unless What's Quacking and the Unplugged are the same thing.
No, they aren't.
Okay. So then brief Unplugged.
Yeah. Just surrounding, just some news, I guess, surrounding definitely one of yours, but one of our favorite bands, Fall Out Boy, who just put out a new song today, which
Oh, damn.
I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet.
What?
The
Sick.
snippet that I heard though, it's very old school. They are back with Fueled by Ramen, who actually put out their
Oh, yeah.
first album, Take This to Your Grave.
Like the whole song is out, or they just did like a teaser and the song drops Friday?
The whole song is out today.
Oh, yeah.
But who else is on Fueled by Ramen? There's a bunch
Panic
of bands.
is or was.
I believe Panic is still, if I'm not mistaken, All Time Low is still on Fueled by Ramen. Let's take. Can I find it here? Who is Fueled by Ramen? Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, damn. This is like right up the Unplugged alleyway. A Day to Remember, All Time Low. I'm just naming off ones that I recognize at least. Fall Out Boy, Grandson, who we have seen perform.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him twice now, actually. The first time I was way too intoxicated, but I do still remember seeing him, and it was good.
That's good.
And the second time, it was even better. Lights.
Oh, yeah.
That might be like a way back remember for us kind of thing, but she's still kicking in. Meet Me at the Altar, Nothing Nowhere, One OK Rock, Panic at the Disco. There you are.
Just gonna skip over Paramore. Come on.
Did I skip over Paramore?
You did.
They're not showing them here as current ones.
Oh, I'm just on Wikipedia. Where are you looking?
I'm looking on their website. Paramore was on there.
Okay. Then it hasn't been updated in a while.
Yeah,
they're on Atlantic now. Never mind.
Yeah, 21 Pilots and Water Parks are just some like the current ones that they have. But taking a look at the legacy, actually, you might as well. 303, Jimmy Eat World, Less Than Jake, Paramore, The Academy Is. Yeah, there's a Fueled by Ramen has had some
good bands,
good artists. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna have to go and check that song out because love me some new Fall Out Boy. I can't believe I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, well,
I even listened to my new music mix on Apple Music. Oh, I guess it updates every Friday. That's why it's probably not on there. But I was like, what the hell? Why didn't they show me that? I literally listen to Fall Out Boy every week. So
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't even hear the preview because I did send it to you actually.
What? When?
I guess you don't check your Instagram DMs too much.
Though, no, like hardly ever.
Yeah, because that's where I sent it to you. I've been like scrolling on Instagram quite a bit more lately. That's the one thing I just don't post on out of anything. Yeah. Actually, no, I don't really post on Facebook either. But so anyway, yes, Fall Out Boy put out a new song today. I haven't listened to it yet, so I can't comment on it. Clearly, Carter hasn't either. Yeah. But the band hasn't changed at all, I guess. During its how long has Fall Out Boy been a band now?
2000, 2003, 2003.
Let's double check here.
Yeah,
double checking this shit. 2001.
2001 was their first. Oh, 2003 was when the album came out. So
yeah. So they've been a band, since 2001. So since we were 4 years old, this lineup is the lineup. Has never changed. But will for a short time. I'll just preface it with a short time. Mm-hmm. So this was put out by Fall Out Boy as we were recording this here, or just before we started recording. Put out, Neil Young once howled that it's better to burn out than to fade away. But I can tell you unequivocally that burning out is dreadful. Without divulging all the details, I must disclose that my mental health has rapidly deteriorated over the past several years. So to avoid fading away and never returning, I will be taking a break from work, which regrettably includes stepping away from Fall Out Boy for a spell. It pains me to make this decision, especially when we are releasing a new album that fills me with great pride, the sin I am most proud of. So the question remains, will I return to the fold? Absolutely, 100%. In the meantime, I must recover, which means putting myself and my mental health first. Thank you to everyone, including my bandmates and family, for understanding and respecting this difficult but necessary decision. Smell you sooner rather than later, Joe Troman. So guitarist Joe Troman will be stepping away from Fall Out Boy for a little while. I think I can say for both of us, we wish him the best and,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, take his time, but we are
Yeah.
anxiously awaiting his return back to Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. So he still recorded on the album, but they're not doing like any post-album stuff yet or he's not taking part in any.
Yeah, he's not
post-album
taking part in
stuff.
it. So I think, I'm pretty sure that like Fall Out Boy has like shows lined up. So somebody else will fill in for a bit there, and then Joe will return when he's ready and able. So
yeah,
but he's still one signature model that I'd love to get my hands on. Actually, his Telecaster.
That'd be
They
sick.
haven't made them in forever, and it was exclusively a Squire one as well, which I think both Joe and Pete Wentz did exclusively Squire ones. They didn't do Fender models.
Hmm.
But yeah, that Telecaster is one that I'd still love to get my hands on personally. But sorry, that came up just because that's the image that they have of him is him playing his signature model. So, but yeah, wishing the best to Joe. But
absolutely.
Yeah, new Fall Out Boy.
Also,
we'll have to talk about that. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap up here with whatever it is you have for what's quacking, because
sounds good.
I'm reading what you have in the outline and I have no idea what it is. Oh, wrong one.
That's the wrong thing.
Yeah, just kidding. We're done. That's it.
Yeah. So you do actually know what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Because you have seen this video. It was, I guess I was shown it again, but was sent in our group chat by our good friend Kaylee. So this video comes back from 2011 from the Lone Star Derby in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Oh, yes.
Not Grand Prairie, Alberta, Grand Prairie, Texas.
Yeah, the other Grand Prairie.
Yeah, really not helping the stereotype as well that Alberta is just the Texas of Canada. Not helping at all. No. But me not knowing anything about horse races, really, I decided to take a little bit of a gander into what the Lone Star Derby was. So it was obviously a horse derby for thoroughbred horses, specifically 3-year-old thoroughbred horses.
Okay.
And something else I learned, the purse is what's the prize money is called. And so the prize money is $200,000. Not bad. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
$200,000 US.
Yeah, that's pretty
Which for us is like a lot more.
Yeah. So as they were heading into this on 7/3/11. I just remember that at least. What's the 7th month? July. Gage Charles was to sing the national anthem, and it didn't go great. Let's put it that way. So this isn't to be a slight at any Americans, but please just clench your fists, white knuckle it for a second here as you listen to Gage's rendition here of the national anthem. There we go.
Also, take off your hat.
Charles. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last
we're good so far.
Pretty good.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly there.
What?
As the rockets were there, and the twilight's last gleaming.
All right.
And the rockets' red glare were so gallantly there. The stripes were all there.
Oh, thank God.
And the rockets were there.
What about the stars?
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet blaze for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And you can just see the look of disappointment
Just,
in himself.
wow.
So the clip that we were sent by our good friend Kaylee, it didn't go that long.
It wasn't the
there's-
whole thing.
So
yeah.
there was new things that popped up when I was watching this. So
What did he say on the something about a glaze on the flag?
oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner yet glaze?
Is it supposed to be wave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See,
So
I don't know
let's
the
do
words well
a-
enough to like know what they were supposed to be, but I knew that they were wrong. That's about it.
So let's double check here. What all was there?
There was rockets.
The rockets were there.
The stripes were there.
Yeah, the stripes were all there, and the rockets were there. Like I'm glad that those were there.
The two essential things really for the States. It's rockets and stripes. So
Yeah, and they made sure twice on the rockets.
yeah, double check the rockets. That's good because you don't
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
misplace those.
The banner was glazed.
Mhm.
That's good. Dunkin' Donuts glaze, or what are we talking about here?
I would assume. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I do got to give him props, though. He at least kept the
Like
melody
the rhythm and the melody
and the
yeah.
rhythm the exact same as it should be.
Like the amount of syllables. Like honestly, for like essentially making up words on the spot,
Yeah.
he kind of killed it. Like if I was from say like Sweden and like I'd never heard the American national anthem before, I'd be like, that was great. That was perfect. And then everyone else would be like giggling and like, what's going on? I'd be like, I don't know. I thought it sounded fine. Like, there's nothing weird.
Yeah, exactly. So something else that I learned just kind of researching a little bit on this, that's only a quarter of the actual song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the national anthem of the States that we hear, the Star Spangled Banner, that's only about a quarter, like the first quarter of it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
Did they just repeat it like essentially 3 more times, or is there like different verses?
It's different verses the whole time.
Okay.
So, but
Wow.
yeah.
No, honestly, again, this is nothing against the States national anthem, but the way that most anthem singers at sporting events sing it is they sing it like so incredibly slow that I don't think I could handle 4 full repetitions of what they sing.
The American national anthem at major sporting events is every anthem singer's audition for American Idol, America's Got Talent. Like they're trying so hard on it, and just like you said, like just it's slow. It's just so extended, right? Which is hilarious when say like I'm watching a Flames game. They're somewhere in the States.
Mhm.
And it's Rush Through Canada because we need the time to be filled with the American national anthem.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and don't get me wrong.
That is the probably the shortest rendition from, I'm assuming, an American of the American national anthem that I think I've ever heard at any sporting event.
Me too. Yeah, he breezed through that. Which, to be fair, if you weren't, I mean, he started pretty fast too. But once you start making mistakes, you're like, I just need to get this over with. But
if the lyrics were correct, that's an A+ from me.
Yeah, honestly. And I will say as well, there's some anthem singers that really draw out the Canadian national anthem too. And I'm all for like patriotism and having fun with it and not just like showing up and singing the notes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But we need a little bit of pace here. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Can we get a conductor that's like Bugs Bunny? Can we just get a Bugs Bunny on like the Jumbotron to be like, no, faster, let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Or keep a click in your ear or something like that. When I'm working Copperheads games, I do work directly with the anthem singer as well, Amy Allred. And
you just turn off her mic after like a minute and a half. You're like,
no. But what she does is like she actually has the music in her ear. So like there's not music accompanying her, I guess, for the actual performance of it. But like it's at least in her ear, so she's keeping a good time with it, which is awesome. So because as well for myself, like I can kind of keep it and like just know exactly like when she's gonna be done and that sort of thing. So it's fantastic. So yeah,
that's good. So yeah, well, anyways, I know that not to like totally make fun of the American national anthem, but it is funny when people screw up the anthem, and it's like it's good that you can laugh on it, and hopefully Gage Charles can go back.
Yeah, it's been 12 years at this point. I hope he can kind of laugh at it, but yeah.
So Yeah. Well, I guess should we get out of here? I guess you still have a class to watch, hey?
Yeah, I do technically. So, yeah. Sorry. Do we want to talk about this? I just saw that Rory piped in. Or is that something we want to maybe save for next
We'll
time?
save it for next time. Yeah, because I forgot he had posted a comment on another video, and I haven't got to it. So yeah, we'll save it for next time, I suppose.
Yeah. Sorry, Rory. We will get to your question. Yeah, we'll make sure to put it. You know what? I'll make the next outline right now, and I'll put that in there. We will talk about it. So, sorry to make you wait, but Monday's episode.
Yeah.
We will get to it, and we'll have it specifically
sure.
In the What's Quacking segment. We'll make a call for questions or that kind of thing. So if there's anything more that you would like to ask, please feel free to throw it in. So
yeah, sounds good. Okay, yeah, Nate, if people want to shoot some more questions your way, well, one, you can do that at Quack Report Pod. But if people have questions specifically for you, like what do you put in your beard to make it look so full and good, and don't spoil it unless it's nice and easy of an answer. But where can people DM you that?
I don't remember what the brand is, but I do know that I have to pick up more. I don't remember the specific brands, but I'll just say it's balm and oil.
Okay.
Like beard oil specifically.
So you put a little in there to me.
Yeah, not like canola oil or fish oil or something like that.
Yeah,
just a little bit in there. So, nice. But
if people have more specific questions about your beard oil, where can they do that at?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can tweet at me at Tatenamas, TATENHOMAS. And yeah, I do kind of laugh that like the beard has become such a defining feature of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking back to like that Halloween that I shaved it off and I was standing like right beside you, where like at that point in university we were like inseparable, and like people just straight up did not recognize me, like asked right in front of me, "Where's Nate?" I even had somebody recognize me from the other side and a bowl up in the Scotiabank Saddle Dome in Calgary.
Because of your beard.
Because of my beard and wearing a backwards hat.
It's a very iconic look, yeah.
Apparently it is, so.
For you, anyways. So
yeah. But yeah, so yeah, at Tatenamas on Twitter, TATENHOMAS.
Yeah, and I can't give you beard tips, but I can give you some hair tips potentially if you would like. And you can do that at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. Once again, at Quack Report Pod is our show on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and on YouTube. If you want to be like Rory and leave some comments that we can promptly forget about and bring up in a couple episodes, that's where you can do that. See you next time, and go Ducks, go.
The NFL playoff picture is locked in.
That's the wrong thing.
Yeah. We're leaving that in, by the way.
Oh, that's fine.